three things that we love doing: eating boudin, eating crawfish, and watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and FX-TV. I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux. I've got a panel of people to introduce you to. First off, he is the host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio, which can be heard every Wednesday night on blogtalkradio.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. It's the Illuminous one, the Shining Star, Rick Starr. Rick, how's it shining?
Doing all right. I'm hanging in there. Thanks for having me, Billy.
From YouTube.com/KillerXKenny, the man from South Park, simply known as Cartman. Cartman, what's up?
Not much.
A purveyor of music news, reviews, and anything else music related over on his channel from YouTube.com/LanceMossTV, the one and only Lance Moss. Lance, how you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Thanks for having me.
And our old friend James. James, kind of feel left out. I mean, we got Rick on Blog Talk Radio. We got both Cartman and Lance on YouTube, and you really don't have anything out there, man.
Not really. Well, I'm actually maybe starting up my game show, because I usually do game shows on Blog TV in the old days until Blog TV went down. But I'm gonna start doing Instagib. And that's where I might start up my channel up there. I might do like games or reviews and stuff, you know?
So what we're going to talk about on this video, guys, you know, we had the actual answer, and it was determined that now at Extreme Rules, it's going to happen. We're going to have Triple H versus Brock Lesnar in a steel cage match. A lot of people kind of question, you know, do we need to see a third match with Triple H and Brock Lesnar? And you know, and if yes, do we really need to see it in the capacity of a steel cage match? Rick, I want to go to you and get your thoughts on that first question. One, you know, even though we're seeing it, do we really need to see it? And two, do you feel it's a good idea to hold it in a steel cage match capacity?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. Seeing Brock and Triple H 3, it's kind of redundant. It's just that simple. I think the only thing that's going to sell it to the fans and other people like me who just doesn't want to see it is to maybe see it in a cage match. The only thing that's going to suck is that there's probably other matches that other people would really, really want to see, you know, in a cage match, like a better match that would up it, like maybe, you know, Cena Ryback in a cage. But unfortunately, you know, they know that with Triple H and Ryback, they kind of needed that cage feature for it to sell and get over with the fans who just didn't want to see them go at it. So unfortunately, that's the only kicker. That was the piece that's going to sell.
Lance, do you feel that WWE was possibly using this steel cage angle with Triple H and Lesnar to kind of put an end to the feud between these two?
Possibly, yes. And the reason I think they went with the cage match for this is the whole Lesnar UFC deal, you know?
Yeah, it does kind of make sense, you know, with, you know, Lesnar, you know, a lot of MMA fights happen inside of a steel cage or the octagon, which is surrounded by a fence. So the steel cage gimmick really does kind of fit Brock Lesnar's kind of gimmick, his MMA style. Carmen, do you feel that they can make this work?
Yeah, I do, because you're right about the UFC thing. Most of the UFC all the UFC fights do take place inside the octagon, which is a cage. So it makes sense for the WWE to do it like they are with Triple H and Lesnar inside the cage.
James, what do you think would be the main thing we would really need to see in order for this match to go over properly on the fans at Extreme Rules?
Really, that's really much of a tough question, but I think what it needs is that this is just basically just to end the feud. Let's end it in a good way.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we also have the Insane Machine. Cody Hawkins is here. Cody, how you doing?
Doing pretty good, Billy. Couldn't be feeling any better right now.
Now we're talking about the finale. You know, we finally got the answer that we're gonna have Triple H and Brock Lesnar at Extreme Rules inside of a steel cage. You know, we're trying to, you know, we're bouncing ideas back and forth. You know, can WWE make this work? And you know, even though we are seeing it, in your opinion, Cody, do you feel that we really do need to see it? And do you feel that it's appropriate that WWE, I guess, maybe try to end the feud, the storyline between Lesnar and Triple H in a steel cage capacity format?
Well, that's one good way to go around it. You know, there's a lot of different opinions as to how this storyline and how this feud should end. You know, there's people saying, yeah, it's great to put it in a steel cage. Other people are saying, let's do a false count anywhere. There's a bunch of other people that's saying, hell, why not just go big and do it Hell in a Cell? You know, they have a bunch of different opinions. Now, the steel cage, yeah, it's a nice way to do it. But the steel cage matches have lost their splendor, if you ask me, in the WWE. Because you don't see too many steel cage matches on pay-per-views. Once in a blue moon, you'll see it, but it's still not as prestigious as any other match now. I mean, because of the fact of they kept throwing in cage matches on Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. You know, putting it on live television, putting it on public television, you know, instead of just saving it for pay-per-views, caused the cage match to lose its splendor. Now, if they would have done a Hell in a Cell, I think that would have been the granddaddy of all matches between those two. You know, and from this perspective, I mean, doing it in a cage match, I mean, it's creative's idea, you know. So let them roll with it. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, well, at least they tried.
Lance, how important has Paul Heyman been to the storyline, this whole feud between Triple H and Brock Lesnar?
Very, because in my opinion, Brock ain't that good on the mic.
No, he's not. Definitely not. Rick, would you concur on that?
Yeah, absolutely. There's just enough said. I can't even echo more than what you and Lance have been saying. You know, Brock Lesnar cannot speak at all. He has no mic skills. He's got, you know, fairly in his wrestling skills not that much better. So,
James, do you feel that the timing might be off on this match? You know, do you feel that maybe it's too soon, even though we're still having? Do you feel that possibly some fans could look at it and say that this match is happening just too soon after WrestleMania, albeit that, you know, Extreme Rules isn't until May, but you know, we just came off a pay-per-view, you know, the biggest pay-per-view of WWE of the year, WrestleMania 29. Do you feel that maybe WWE is trying to push it too soon?
Yeah, I think this is more of a too soon kind of thing. I think this is just basically more of, you know, plan B, just because of the fact of The Rock, you know, being quote unquote injured, if it's really true or not. But this is where I think this should have been done for maybe a later time, maybe Payback or SummerSlam or maybe Survivor Series. But
Agreed.
Yeah.
Carmen, over to you. How important would the build have to be for this steel cage match? From what we have already had, how important would the build have to be to make this match work for Lesnar and Triple H and the WWE at Extreme Rules?
Quite a bit more than what it is, because honestly, there's not really that much of a build so far to it, except for pretty much just Triple H, Pedigree, and Heyman. That's pretty much the only build they've really had to the match so far, as far as I've been paying attention to. They really need to have, like, consistently every week something going on to make a good build toward the match at Extreme Rules.
Rick, your thoughts?
I did pretty much have to agree with that. It just, I think it's just, you know, they just need to end this feud one way or another and just be done with it.
final thoughts on this subject, guys. We really need to look at the fact that, yes, the build is indeed very important. We need to have a good build in order for a match to go over properly. Now, the timing, a lot of fans, including yours truly, I kind of disagree with the timing. You know, yes, Extreme Rules all the way in May. You know, it's still 6 weeks away, but it's your next pay-per-view coming up, and the fact that we just, you know, like I've already stated, we've had WrestleMania 29, your big match of the year, and then the fact that we're going to have this match now at Extreme Rules, maybe too soon. You know, it's you know, it's debatable, but I feel honestly, if we get a good build to possibly seeing the finale, you know, the conclusion of the Triple H Brock Lesnar storyline, the Triple H and Brock Lesnar feud, then possibly it could work. You know, I have to agree with Lance Moss's sentiments in echoing the fact that, you know, the steel cage kind of plays up to Brock Lesnar's MMA background. You know, the UFC fights that he had, you know, that always took place inside of the octagon, inside of a cage. It kind of does, you know, having the steel cage match at Extreme Rules kind of echoes that kind of sentiment, and it really does kind of support Brock Lesnar's gimmick. So yeah, it does play up to Lesnar's favor in that one, but I think only time can tell exactly, you know, where they go now with Triple H and Brock Lesnar. Rick, I want to start with you. Final thoughts.
Like I've said since the beginning of this whole conversation piece. I just think this match, you know, hopefully will end this whole thing, will end this feud. Um, Even the match at WrestleMania really just should have been the last piece, and they just should have been, you know, done with it. Brock should have moved on to another feud, and if Triple H really wanted to get back into the game, no pun intended, he should have gone on to another feud and been done with it. Nope, there's no point for the rubber band match is what they really want to call it, because their last match was way back in SummerSlam. That's not a rubber band. That's a pretty big, long rubber band. That's just my thoughts.
Cartman, on to you. Final thoughts.
Pretty much exactly what Rick said. This feud should have been, if they were going to continue this feud, they should have ended it. Actually, I'm going to say a pretty long time ago. Or the match is pretty soon compared to the WrestleMania match. If anything, if they consider it to be the WrestleMania main event, they should at least have it in one of the bigger pay-per-views, like SummerSlam or something like that, instead of having it like the next pay-per-view.
The Insane Machine, Cody Hawkins. Cody, any insane final thoughts?
Let's see. Well, I can push the bar up a little here whenever I say that WWE Creative is, I quote, effing up way too much whenever it comes to the development of storylines. They are screwing these things way out of proportion. Like, they're trying to get as much possible done in so little time, it's ruining the storyline itself. I mean, you got to take into perspective all the other great rivalries that have happened in wrestling organizations across this country, you know, from the old days to now. I mean, you've seen many a match with, you know, you've had serious situations with Hogan's had quite a few storylines that have lasted years, okay? You've had storylines that happened with Triple H included D-Generation X. You know, you had that going on for about a year and a half. You know, you just got to take into consideration the length of the storylines that happened in the days of yesteryear as compared to the storylines that are happening now. I mean, another fast storyline that has happened out of the blue is the whole situation with Ryback and Cena. It's another perfect example. It's a little more spread out than this Triple H Brock Lesnar deal, but it's still pretty close to the timing. You know, so in other words, WWE Creative, you need to learn how to stretch your dollar.
Let's go over to Lance Moss. Lance, your final thoughts.
This build-up to this match to me makes no sense. All right, so Brock Lesnar beats up 3MB. So how is that supposed to get Triple H mad enough for a match? Seriously.
Let's go to James. James, your final thoughts.
I'm gonna agree with Lance. It's just really the build-up of this, like, oh, why did he beat up 3MB? Okay. But then at the same time, it's like this should have been just maybe just a one match feud, you know, just have that one match at SummerSlam. But I guess they wanted to extend it out, and they could have extended out to a longer time to have it to where this final match could be like done at another pay-per-view. But because of the whole situation, they had to do a backup plan, and I guess this is what they had to come up with. Just might as well end this feud now.
So what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts about the upcoming match with Triple H and Brock Lesnar, the steel cage match at Extreme Rules. Be sure you put your comments in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Guys, Rick Starr's over on blogtalkradio.com/hardcore wrestling radio every Wednesday night. Rick, what can fans expect when they come to Hardcore Wrestling Radio?
Well, this Wednesday we have a special guest. ECW original Jason Knight will be on board. That'll be 8 o'clock Eastern Time, 7 o'clock Central, and of course 1 o'clock UK for you. Wrestling Radio. We're always off the cuff. We cover Raw, SmackDown, TNA, and just everyday wrestling news. So you never know. You just got to come on and listen.
And guys, Carmen is over on youtube.com/KillerXKenny. Carmen, what you got going on?
As of right now, I have no damn clue. Still, I still need to figure out what I'm going to upload somewhat soon.
That's honesty right there. Cody Hawkins, any dates or anything coming up that you want to announce here?
Yeah, Billy, we got some serious action going on with Gulf Coast Wrestling this weekend coming up. Friday, April 26th at New Iberia Senior High School Gym. Gulf Coast Wrestling returns. We're doing a fundraiser for New Iberia Senior High Baseball as we produce a show by the name known as Spring in the Ring. We're going to have a lot of guys from OWE, Gulf Coast Wrestling, guys from Texas and Mississippi. It's going to be a really big show, as well as me being back in the ring at GCW after 2 months. It's going to be a real great experience. I'm looking forward to being in action. And then the next show is the very next night in Amelia, Saturday, April 27th.
April 26th and April 27th, correct?
One of our flagship venues. It's going to be a huge night. You're going to have all of our favorites, you know, Mustang Mike, Psycho Mike, the Dark Alliance, you know, Wild Thing Mikey Bujo, The Grizz, Animal Planet, myself, the Insane Machine Cody Hawkins, you know, Trucker Jones, Trilogy, unfortunately. So this is going to turn out to be one hell of a show, one hell of a weekend, and I am ready.
Pretty sure Astro Spears, when he hears this, will probably cutting 3 flips to try to come on here and answer you back there. Lance, tell everybody what exactly is Lance Moss TV all about?
Well, basically, I do some wrestling reviews. Like I do Monday Night Raws. Sometimes Cody's on there with us. Sometimes he is. Sometimes he ain't. I do NASCAR reviews, then music reviews, then basically wherever the hell else I feel like doing.
All right. So again, what we want to know is, guys, what are your thoughts about the upcoming match between Triple H and Brock Lesnar inside the steel cage at Extreme Rules? Put your comments in the comment section below, and again, don't forget to like and favorite this video, and also don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network. So for the illuminous one, the shining star Rick Starr, the man from South Park simply known as Cartman, the insane machine Cody Hawkins, our old friend James, and Lance Moss. I'm Double B Billy Boudreaux, saying thank you very much for watching. Also a reminder that tonight's discussion commentary has been brought to you by the brand new Rockin' Waves 11294 catheters. The only guaranteed licensed catheter with Chris's face on the picture. So now you can pee where you want to pee.
Sweet dreams!
Star concerts. Stoke Voltage. Stoke Voltage. Stoke Voltage. Spirituals medium. Stoke Voltage. Stoke Voltage. I'm Haley, ring rose, ring rose, ring rose, ring rose, ring rose, ring rose. Stoke Voltage.
My name's Andrew Weatherall.
Spirituals medium. Stoke Voltage.